Hello, hello, welcome to Friday. That means it's Small Biz Q&A. Today's question is, notes, how do I reach my initial audience? So for this question, I'm going to assume that you are literally starting from scratch. You are just setting up your profile on whichever network right now. Being as there is no do this, of course there isn't, why would there be? I'm going to cover the three main platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, because they are generally the most used, especially by small businesses, and they have the most people on them. So, if you are just starting out on Instagram, follow hashtags that your ideal client would use, not ones that are related just to your business, not ones that you specifically are interested in. Ones that your ideal client is probably following. And engage on those hashtags. So if you're like not following anyone else and you just follow the hashtags, all your feed will be those hashtags. So through that you can find people who are your ideal client and you can start to build up your reputation. Because you can comment on people's posts if they're asking questions, if they want advice, you can just talk about your experience, you can just support them, you can be there. Make sure your profile and your content, which is less important than engaging, is incredibly representative of you and what you do. When you're initially starting out, if you've not even got a post on your feed yet, your bio and what you start putting out needs to be 100% on brand 100% of the time. You don't post stuff initially that is too off-piste out of the way, because people are going to come to your profile and they need to know immediately who you are and what you do. And if you've not got anything they can scroll back through, if you've not got an established presence, they need to see it immediately on your profile. Facebook. If you are just starting Facebook, use a Facebook page. Do not do business through a Facebook profile. I have a video on that. So if you're starting out on as a Facebook page, firstly, you can invite your friends and you can tell your friends to invite people, but do not tell everybody to like your page. Ask people to like your page who are your target market. Because there is a chance that there are people in, like me for example, I target small businesses. I have friends who are running small businesses. They're my target market. So I can ask those people to like my page because they are my target market and the stuff I'm putting out is relevant to them. So you can invite people who are friends of yours or acquaintances of yours or whatever, who are members of your target market, and you can ask them to, you make sure you say in whatever way, if you're posting about it, like, hey, I'm starting this business page, it's for these people. So if you're these people, or you know people who are these people, I'm going to be putting out XYZ on there, which will be really useful to them. So come and like my page. But do not invite everybody. Please. Actually, there's a video on that. I have a video on that. It was a collab. Okay, so, and Facebook is difficult for engagement as a page because of the way Facebook works. However, you can engage, A, as a page in Facebook groups, and B, you can engage as you in Facebook groups, and if you set up your personal profile, not to do business through your personal profile, but if you set up your personal profile so that the public-facing part of it is shows who you are and what you do, so that people can hit your personal profile if you've offered advice or whatever in a group about something that is relevant to what you do in a non-salesy, pushy way. And someone clicks through to your profile, they're like, oh, they seem to know what they're talking about. Make sure that from your profile, they can get to your business page. Make sure that it tells them what they do, what you do, so they can easily find your actual work account and like that and get the information there. I also suggest on Facebook making sure that what you post publicly on your personal page is not everything. Now, some people are doing this anyway. You don't want, random people to see your photos of your kids or whatever. That's fine. But consider everything you're posting, because if that's how you're going to use your public side of your Facebook profile, which is how I use my public side of my Facebook profile, you need people who are coming to your Facebook profile who aren't actually friends of yours, who might be potential clients, to see who you are and what you do from your profile, but not in a I'm running my business through this profile way, go here. So you can add links, you can tag your Facebook page from your profile, and you can share posts from your page to your profile. Don't share all of them. Don't spam your friends with it. But if you share, say, one a month, that like the most relevant, or the one you like the most, or the one that's got the most engagement on the page, to your Facebook profile, and make that the public post for that month, then your public profile is useful business stuff, but then your personal, the bit that only your friends and that see, is different and is social and not spammy and etc. So, top tip. And obviously, again, make sure what you're putting out, the content you're putting out on your page, is relevant to whoever you are targeting. And also make sure your page is set up properly and completely and everything is filled in. On Twitter, if you're just setting up a Twitter account, again, make sure your bio is filled out, everything is very clear, make sure what you're putting out is very clear about what you do and who you are. That is generic advice, wherever you are. Search key terms, again, that your target market are going to be using. So think about, what are they going to be talking about, what are they interested in, blah, blah, blah. Search those terms. You can follow hashtags and things. If you use TweetDeck, love TweetDeck. Still miss old TweetDeck, okay? Shout out to the people who remember original TweetDeck. But if you use TweetDeck, you can have columns for different search terms. Just a tip. Also, TweetDeck's free. Peanuts. The high price of 0. So follow those search terms and engage with those people. On Twitter, you really need to you need to set time aside to actually actively engage on Twitter. You can't really drop in for 5 minutes, unless you're dropping in for 5 minutes regularly. But you need to set time aside to actually really be present on Twitter. So you need to engage in those search terms so that you can get to know people who are likely your target market. And also, get involved in discussions that are going on. So if there's a long thread of people replying to certain things, and it's a topic that is relevant to your business, to you, get involved in that discussion, and get involved in Twitter chats. There are a lot of different Twitter chats for all different things. Get involved in those. I have a blog post about that, actually, that tells you all about Twitter chats. So get involved in that. Drop by, find out when they happen, who runs them, blah blah blah, and get involved. And if you're, especially if you're positioning yourself as an expert in your niche, which you should be, you can, and if the Twitter chat is specifically relevant to you and your niche, speak to the person running it and say like, hey, I offer this service, blah blah blah. I know about this thing. I have useful information to offer to the people on this Twitter chat. Can we do like a collab thing where they can ask me questions or we cover a certain topic? And don't sell all the way through it, right? Do it because it connects you with people who might want to buy from you in future. Do it because it establishes you as an expert. So yeah, they are my top tips. So basically, building your initial audience and reaching your initial audience online is kind of similar to doing it in person, in that you've got to do the legwork. You've got to go out there and find those people. And you have to know who those people are. So, figure out who your target market is first. And then go speak to them. If you have a queue for Small Biz Q&A, you can leave me a comment, send me a message, find me on Instagram, love Instagram, tweet me, send me a message on Facebook. You can join my Facebook group, Acorn, where I will answer your questions in the group, and you won't even have to wait for me to film a video. I might also film a video. Find me, send me your questions. Let me advise you. Dogs. I'll go. Alright, yes, I will see you next month for another Small Biz Q&A. I've just had, a giggling fit, and now I have, cramp situation happening, so I'm gonna go. Okay, see you next month.